your expectations, and have you given any thought to maybe doing this again sometime and what you might like to do if you flew a second time? Thanks.
Yeah, I would definitely say that this has met and in many ways exceeded my expectations. And in fact, you know, while of course I've grown up near NASA and kind of in a space family, so to speak, so I understood what to expect. I think a little better than most civilians, you might say. But still, I've been very impressed with all the technology and all the work that's gone on to make this occur, and all the attributes of space and the capabilities here on station. There's no question that I've already begun to think about the next trip up. With this trip, I was trying to study and analyze how private citizens might be able to contribute to you know, the success here in space, and I'll have a lot more thoughts for that when I come back down. Thanks.
Hi, this is Robert Perlman with CollectSpace.com with another question for Richard. Of some of your activities on board, how have you found your zero-G artwork to be going, and have you had a chance to run the lockers?
Well, I did create the zero-G artwork. I came up with a glove box in which I could release some paint without risking painting the walls of the station, and created some art that I'll be bringing back so you can judge for yourself. And no, I haven't yet found a good time or a space to try the locker run, but you know, we'll see what I can figure out here before I come to the ground. It's nice to talk to you, by the way, Rob.
Thanks. And for Mike Fink, how familiar does the station feel now that you're on board for a little bit, and how are you adjusting to the work pace?
Well, the second time around is the transition to zero-G and everything was a lot easier, and I felt better with this adapting to space, the space adaptation, a lot faster. So with Greg's help and that of Sergey and Oleg and Yuri, we were able to hit the ground running, and we've got a lot done so far. The space station, it looks a lot just like the mock-ups that we have back in Houston, and so I felt comfortable. However, it is definitely a lot bigger, and it's really impressive with the addition of the Columbus module and the GEM modules.
And for Greg, recently we heard a call down where Yuri and Richard had found an old experiment of Thomas Ryder's. What do you think some future space station resident will find of yours up there?
Well, hopefully, if I've done a good job, everything that we worked on finishes successfully and stowed in a place where the ground knows where it is. So, I think you know, there's a lot of ongoing experiments. You know, there's in fact an experiment that I'm working on, you know, that Mike worked on back in Expedition 9. That's not just 20 feet in front of us, and you know, so there's a lot of ongoing experiments, and you know, what the future crews are going to find here is a lot of installed new equipment, apparatus that we installed. A big part of Expedition 17, of course, was getting the spectacular new, beautiful Japanese module on board, and that with Columbus, which is also really new. There's a lot of really capable scientific racks up here that we've started to use that have already running science experiments in several of them. And the crews that come after me are going to find, you know, beautiful new apparatus to work on for the experiments that are coming up in the future expeditions.
Station, this is JSCPAO. Please stand by for a voice check from KSCPAO.
Station, this is KSCPAO. How do you hear me?
And Kennedy Space Center, greetings from the International Space Station, loud and clear. How us?
Just fine. This is Marcia Dunn of the Associated Press with a couple questions for Richard Garriott, please. I'm wondering what parts of your mission have been most worth your $30 million, the most fun or exciting parts of the whole ride so far?
Well, I would say the protein crystal growth experiment that we won't really know how it went until I get back down to the ground is the part that I'm looking at from what you might call an investment standpoint. But from a personal joy standpoint, the whole journey, frankly, even before launch, the opportunity to train for and work with these amazing astronauts and all the very capable people on the ground that pull off this amazing orchestra that it takes to keep all of this up in space. That was really fulfilling even before launch day. So I told people before I launched that I already felt fulfilled for kind of what I contracted for, so to speak. Of course, it's been great icing on the cake to actually take the rocket ride, which was very exciting. And of course, the view from up here is spectacular. So I've really enjoyed all of my time here so far in both the serious science and the educational work, as well as things like the Earth observation photography, which is always a joy. Thank you.
And one more question, please. How many times have you had the chance to talk to your father from space, and has that been especially gratifying for you?
Yes, that has been especially gratifying. And by the way, I've spoken with him pretty much every day. In fact, multiple times per day, usually. I was speaking with him every day from launch up until, this morning. And now he's headed out to Kazakhstan to the landing site. So I won't speak to him again until landing. But that's been a real joy, not just talking to him here from space, but this whole year we've actually spent working together for this flight. And it's been a great opportunity for us to, bond, so to speak, as adults in ways that we haven't had a chance to do for in many years.
Hello, gentlemen. It's Bill Harwood with CBS News, and I have a question for Sergei Volkov, if I could, or Oleg Kononenko, either one of you, sir. You're coming back to Earth after a long stay in space. I was wondering what you are looking forward to the most, getting back to Earth, and how confident you are that your Soyuz vehicle will work as you expect it to.
Of course, we are looking forward to meet our families, our wives and kids, and that's probably the most what we miss here, being on board the station. About our vehicle, we are absolutely confident, and our engineers made a great job, and we hope that everything going to be normal, and we'll land in normal way, not in ballistic re-entry.
Understood. Thank you. And let me ask the same question of Richard, if I could. Richard, you obviously had a fun ride up on the Soyuz. Tell me about your thoughts coming down on the Soyuz and what you understand from your Russian colleagues about how all that went and your general confidence level. Thanks.
Yes, I also express the same confidence both on the way up and on the way down. Of course, I've paid close attention to the last two ballistic reentries and watched all the reports and analysis as to what was the cause or the potential causes and what was done to repair it. But I have no concerns about reentry, and even if there was a ballistic reentry, that's still a normal mode of reentry, really. And so I'm excited about the trip home regardless.
Todd Halverson of Florida Today for Sergei Volkov. Could you tell us what your understanding is of the root cause of the ballistic reentry